Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question, and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Fridays, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to that, I talk about various other life renewal topics. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Benjamin, who is in Coos Bay, Oregon. Benjamin writes, "How can I deal with a family member who is always critical?" Thank you for that question. And I believe that a lot of families, a lot of people have to deal with at least one person in the family who is always critical. There's a couple of things you can do. One is compassion. It's about understanding that person's history. If you don't know that history, find out what their life was like and see if you can generate some compassion for who they are and how they became critical. Most people are not born critical. It's something that happens over time. And so whatever it is that has happened in this person's life has caused them to be critical. So compassion is the first thing that you can do. Another thing is to make sure that when you're going to be around this person, to prepare yourself for it so that you can keep your body and your being relaxed and not tense up. Because when you tense up, it becomes much more challenging to deal with situations that really bother you. Prepare yourself and don't take it personally, and just play the observer in the situation. And when you're going to be the observer, it's almost like stepping back a couple of steps to observe the situation without the emotion attached to it. This is a great way to deal with people who are adversarial or critical, because if you take a step back and the emotion isn't attached to it, then you're not going to be affected. The other thing is the person who you are dealing with, maybe there's a payoff for them, of course, of being critical. And that payoff could be triggering your emotions. So if you take that away and you're not triggered by what they're saying, then they're not getting a payoff and maybe they will change. Another thing that you can do is have a conversation with a person to let them know how you feel, but doing it in a compassionate way, because they may not know that they're being critical. Maybe they do know and don't care. The point is, if you have a conversation with the person, maybe that will help. I would like to suggest that there be an intervention with the person, but the problem with doing that is they may feel ganged up on, and that's not a good thing. You don't want them to feel bad about what they're doing. You want them to change the behavior. So if you mirror to them the correct behavior, maybe they'll pick up on it. Take them to a class on behavior. It's kind of challenging to do that without them knowing why you're doing it. You can try that and see if it works, because there's plenty of community classes available on behavior modification. So what you'd want to do is get them some behavior modification information. Let me know how you get on with that. This is definitely an issue that a lot of families have. Okay, we are going to talk about the heart chakra today. Now, the heart chakra is the 4th chakra in the body. We have 7 chakras. It starts with the root chakra, chakra 1, all the way up through chakra 7. The heart chakra is the dividing point between the 3 lower and the 3 upper. It's the place of compassion. It's the place of love, of unconditional love. It's our feeling center. If this particular chakra is off, we can end up having heart problems, heart palpitations. Some people have heart attacks. There's all kinds of ways that the heart is affected if it is not balanced. We also take in information and energy from other people through all of our chakras, but in particular, our heart chakra. The color here is pink and green. You can always wear these colors to help that heart chakra. There's sounds associated with the heart chakra. It's one of those chakras, of course, that we really do need to pay attention to, and we need to heal what ails our heart so that we can live a full life. Remember, our lungs are in this area too, so we want to be able to take in life. We want to be able to feel love. We want to have our heart chakra open and vibrating at a high rate of speed. There are things that you can do to help your heart chakra. You can work with your wounds to let them go, to release, because we're storing all of that trauma in our body and it's affecting the heart. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say about the heart chakra. Let's go ahead and get started with the last question for today. The last question comes from Carrie, who is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Carrie writes, how do I navigate the holidays with family who are in different political camps? This is an excellent question. Now, what you want to do is, in my view, set some boundaries before people show up at the house. Set boundaries and let everybody know that politics are not going to be discussed, especially if you have people in the family who are in different political camps. It doesn't matter which country you're in, because you want the event to be about family. You want it to be about getting together and celebrating the holidays. So this is the first thing. And then you can, of course, enlist the help of other people who are going to be there. If you find that a member of the family begins to talk about politics, have somebody remind them that this is not something you're going to talk about here today. Be okay if the person leaves. I know that that can be disruptive. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you have a festive holiday. Make sure you have plenty of games, plenty of other ways to communicate or to have fun at this function. But my main suggestion is setting boundaries ahead of time, letting people know that you're not going to talk about politics. If a person wants to talk about politics, then of course you have to let them know that they're not welcome at the event. This is the end of the questions for this week. I appreciate everybody who is tuning in and listening to these videos. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the videos. And if you have questions, please email me at padmacoach@icloud.com. I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, and I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.